All right, we'll let this roll. Kind of get the stream started here for a second. Let people percolate it. Sometimes on YouTube it takes like about 30 seconds for things to be good to
Hmm.
go.
No, no worries.
So, but I mean, while we're kind of making sure things are working, how you been? Been pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad. Enjoying life.
Hell yeah.
That's always good. That's always good.
I'm
So,
a fan.
alrighty. If your life is going, you know whose life is going good for right now? Pretty damn good right now.
You?
I mean, well, yes, me, absolutely. But Carter Hart
Yeah.
signs in Las Vegas, the city of sin. That's the perfect place for him to be. All right. So, Gold Knights
Wow.
rumors. Vegas, Carter Hart closing in on 2-year deal. That is definitely going to get me canceled for saying that. Um, Vegas Knights are 2-0-2 and start the season. Pretty good start. And it looks like Robertson reported hearing like others that Carter Hart and Vegas are closing in on a deal. Word is coming around 2 years, 1.88 million AAV, so a $3.6 million deal. And considering Carter Hart was such a highly touted prospect, this is
Mm-hmm.
kind of coming on a deal. I'm going to kind of pull up his stats here in a second. Let's go right on this website here. Carter Hart, in his career, 227 games played, 96 wins, 6 shutouts, a 2.94 goals against average, and a 906 save percentage. So, who they're getting here in Vegas is a very competent goaltender. You
Solid.
know, he's still young, right? Still
Yeah.
relatively young. He had a tremendous juniors career. Now, has his success in Philly really ever been to what that pedigree is? No, but I would kind of blame that more about the team around him than the individual player. I
He
mean,
kind
his
of had a
best,
crap team in front of him.
yeah, like his best statistical season was in his rookie year if you're looking at the save percentage. Obviously, sophomore year for the goals against average, but you know, I think Carter Hart can be an extremely steady goalie back there. What version of what version of Carter Hart are we getting here? Do you think he's going to be able to snap back into what he was while he was looking promising in Philly, or do you think the time off will hurt him and it will take him a bit to kind of get the ball rolling there?
I think it depends on how they use him.
Mm.
If he's only getting one game every week or 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
I think it might take a while. Now, is Vegas going to do what your Bruins did a couple 3 years ago and alternate games? Like you get one game with Aiden, then you flop. Next game's Hearts, then Hill, then Hart, then Hill, and Hart. If that was to occur, I think it would help him because, I mean, goalies need work.
Yeah.
They need work, and I think that if you got decent decent outings out of him and they were able to go every other game, I think that would accelerate his him coming back to being what he was or what he could be. Because I don't think they ever really got to see what he could really do. I
Yeah,
mean, the
that's
one
fair.
year, what was it, 22, 23, he had 54 starts.
Yeah.
And, that was the biggest workload he had. Now, if you're giving him 30 to 35 starts, with Hill getting 30 to 35 starts, yeah, I think that would benefit him. I just don't know if Vegas is willing to do that with somebody they just signed who's been out for a while.
So what DC said here, he said he would be a number one goalie on most teams. He just needs to back up Hill. I think this is putting the controversy to the side, and they're all able to come back. We all know what happened there. I think putting that to the side, I think getting Carter Hart in Vegas is a good thing, right? It allows you
Oh
to
yeah,
have a tandem in which I think would propel them to a certain level. Now, I'm gonna go over here. Uh, currently Aiden Hill is day to day, but on 3 games on the season, a 3.60 goals against average, 845 save percentage. But we both know this early in the season, all these statistics fluctuate greatly.
Yeah.
So, Akira Schmid, guy from New Jersey. I mean, he looked promising at one point, 929 save percentage, 1.8 goals against average in 2 games played. The ceiling on Hart is higher than a guy like Schmid. I don't think that's crazy to say, right? So
No,
I,
no, you're not
I
crazy.
so I think when it comes down to it, when I'm looking at the roster construction of a team like the Vegas Golden Knights, I mean, they got Mitch Marner in the offseason. They have Jack Eichel signed up. They still have quality players like Mark Stone. Do I see this team as a cup contender? Yes, especially with the defensive style that they play. And they're giving themselves more depth in a position where I feel like, out of all teams in the NHL, Vegas is just prone to getting a lot of their players hurt. Like even on that
Yeah,
cup run we talked about, what was Hill? Like he was the third or fourth goalie on the depth chart,
yeah,
and due to injury got propelled to where he was. And
yeah.
hats off to him, led them on a great run. I do have a question about that though, right? You just signed a guy in Aiden Hill. He's in his first year of his deal, making $6.25 million, right? Is this a little bit of just kind of getting a guy on the cheap, maybe getting his stock up to trade him, or depending on how things shape out, do you actually think Hart could be a long-term fixture in Vegas as well?
Well, Vegas and long-term fixtures, unless your name is Mark Stone, doesn't really go hand in hand.
Fair.
They're quick to just jettison people for what they think is a better deal.
Yeah.
I mean, look what they did to the Flower. I still don't like. I don't like the Flower at all. I'm gonna go out. I know everybody loves him, but I've never been a fan. I mean, good goalie, Hall of Famer, yes. Do I hate him? Absolutely. I hated him since Pittsburgh, and it's just the hate has grown. Um, Probably a very nice guy, but you know what? Still, no, fuck him. Anyways, they just Vegas doesn't treat people well.
No.
They get what they can and are quick to kick him to the curb.
I don't think that's necessarily crazy to say, especially with how deals have been made over the years and how some players have felt about Vegas after
Yeah,
leaving there. So
yeah,
I don't think what you're saying is crazy. I do think I'll give Vegas management this credit. We both were like, I don't know about hockey in the desert, right? I'm not too sure how it's going to work in Vegas. But to be fair to them, they built a winner off the rip, and it allowed to
Oh,
build a fan base quicker.
don't get me started on that.
So,
The golden fucking Bettmans.
but I think I think conspiracy theories
Oh.
aside, right?
Oh no,
I,
that's not a conspiracy theory. It's fact. I will save that for another day, though.
I think when it comes down to it, it's a smart signing. Some
Oh
people
yeah,
might get rubbed a certain way about this deal. I know for sure there's going to be some people upset, but it's a goalie with a super high ceiling. You're only paying him $1.8 million per year.
yeah.
I'm kind of shocked that the Oilers weren't like, let me just back up this Brinks trucks baby and just try to bring him into the
Well,
fold.
yeah.
I mean,
That's a great point. I mean,
you got the
you could.
absolute pylon in Stuart Sinner, Shooter Tutor, and they don't bring him in. I think that's interesting. Maybe they just didn't want the controversy surrounding him.
Yeah,
Uh, but to me, I don't know. I think it might. I think when it comes down to this particular move, it's good for Vegas, and I think some
yeah,
teams that were goalie desperate missed out.
yeah.
One
Well,
point eight.
it was something we had brought up in the last podcast about Georgiev and Shesterkin and their competition, making them both better. Best case scenario, this is what happens. Aiden Hills kind of doesn't outwardly show up, maybe feels a little threatened, like, oh shit, this kid's coming in.
Yeah,
I got to step up my game. And who knows? Hart can be like, I have a chance to start. Let me step up my game.
100%. I mean, there's
And
there.
that
Yeah.
that competition could breed, what you guys had in Boston 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, with Allmark and Swayman and getting the
Yeah.
better out of the goaltender.
Yes.
It depends on the personality, though. I will say that we both
Oh yeah.
we both played hockey. Some guys, I don't know either of these guys. Some guys like having good teammates around them and pushing them. Some guys hate that,
Yeah.
and it like because they're, oh, you're stealing my job.
Yeah.
So, but if it does hit, it does allow two good goaltenders to push themselves and feel
And
like they
each
gotta
other.
keep bettering themselves and each other, correct, and bring the best out of them. And hats off to Vegas. I mean, it's a smart signing. Yeah. Again, I am looking at the Oilers. Like, you have Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard as your goaltenders. I don't think either of those goaltenders is the guy in that fashion. And I like Pickard. I like the story.
Pickard. Love Pickard. I saw my Pickard jersey. I might wear it tomorrow to work. Yeah, no. Best case scenario for Vegas is you get the mutual admiration that Sway and Omar had. Right. You know, hugging each other after every game. If you get Hill and Hart to kind of embrace something like that, that's not good for anybody else in the Pacific.
No, it is going to be a very, very deep division, and I think that this could be a worst-case scenario for teams that are trying to battle for a playoff spot, because now the beauty, and I lived it, the beauty of having two goalies, if Hart can kind of return to form, I mean, I think he's going to have to knock off a lot of rust, but let's just say hypothetically, you give him maybe a month or so and he finally gets his feet underneath him.
Yeah.
You're not playing a backup goalie anymore. You're playing two starters. And that just makes it so much more difficult for other opposing teams, and it allows the other guy to rest and stay fresh. And that's important.
Oh,
so
yeah. Absolutely.
It's absolutely huge, I personally think. Now, you know what's kind of huge to me, though, right? It's kind of a big deal, something that we've talked about before the season, before we went with the Irrelevant podcast, episode 1. This was episode 0, the unaired episode.
Yes.
The Anaheim Ducks, are they a playoff team this year?
Dude, what did I say in the first podcast? That they could be third in the Pacific.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. And that their second line is the line that intrigues me the most. Gauthier, McTavish, and Seneke.
Yeah. I mean,
dude, they're all babies. It's ridiculous. And they're playing well together.
Like, looking at the age, right? This is the crazy thing. Now, Gauthier, 21.7. McTavish, he's the old man, 22 on the line.
22, he's the old man.
Seneke, he's 19, but, you know, like, that's great. Then you got Leo Carlson, he's 20. And then, you have your promising top-end players being very young. And then, you know, I think what I do like in which the way they built this roster, and some people looked at it, poo-pooed about bringing Chris Kreider in. They bring Chris Kreider in, my man's got 5 points, 4 goals, 1 assist. You know, hey.
3 power play goals.
And they had, and kind of like, I'll show the, let me show the summary here. They still got over 13 million current cap space, 13.5. Like, it seems like this, that, you take a flyer when you have a bunch of young talent on maybe an older veteran that maybe isn't worth the 6.5 if you think it that way. But you can eat that cap for a couple of years because all these players are young and you don't have to pay them yet.
Oh.
And that's the beauty of it. I think they're doing a good deal of kind of having some veterans. You know, you got Vetrano, who I think will eventually heat up. You got Michael Granlund. I like
Alex Killorn.
Yep, Alex Killorn. You know, and he's got a winning background.
Yeah, he's got a cup or 2 under his belt when he was with Tampa.
Exactly. And then you on the back end you have Gudas. I mean, he won one with the Panthers. I mean, you got the Trouba train, who, however you feel about him defensively, that is what it is. But then you got.
I will say Gudas. Gudas has one of the best beards in hockey, hands down.
Yeah,
I mean, his beard is glorious. And I'm not a big beard guy. Oh, yeah.
Well, get the fuck out of this podcast then. No, I'm joking. No, but like I think he's definitely got.
That's racist.
Top 3 beards in the NHL. Easily.
Oh, hands down. Mount Rushmore beards.
That's the most important stat. Fuck goals, fuck assists, fuck points, fuck plus minus, fuck defensive metrics. Is your beard on point? Because if not, get the fuck off my team. Menu Coffey's a young, promising player as well.
Yeah,
I like how, if you look at the roster age-wise, right? Forwards, you got young forwards mixed with some veterans. Same here on the back end. You got some young
yeah.
defensemen, talented defensemen mixed in with some
Lacombe.
vets. Yep, Lacombe. Excuse me. And in net, you got Dostal and Mrazek.
Yeah,
And Dostal, I think on the season, not great stats thus far. Both goalies' numbers aren't great, but again, it's early in the season, so one bad game can tank them. But you know what you got in Dostal. He's definitely a number one goaltender, and he's young. Why not the Anaheim Ducks?
yeah.
Honestly, like why not them?
Well,
Why can't they do it? I mean, look, they're sitting kind of in the third spot. I know, like it's 3 games where I do the playoff picture, but they're sitting there. They're in the conversation, right?
yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, they're tied with Winnipeg for the last wild card
Yeah.
as of today. But you know what though? At 2-1 with 3 games in, if you'd ask any Anaheim Duck fan, would they take this? They'd be like, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think personally, the Ducks and the San Jose Sharks, like there's a lot of young talent. I know the Sharks hasn't necessarily gone their way yet. They've lost 2 overtime games.
Yeah, that's
But
just brutal.
but to be fair, you got a lot of promise here
Yeah.
for those 2 teams. And Anaheim, though, I think is a little bit further along, especially when you're
Oh,
kind of like
absolutely.
when you're looking at their roster construction, with a nice mixture of veterans. I could envision them being a wild card team this season, and I think that's great for hockey because the Ducks have been so irrelevant for such a long time. Like, when's the last time the
Maybe.
Ducks have been good? Like Jean-Sebastien Giguère? Like, is that the last time they really been good?
Yeah.
I mean, I really can't consider it. So,
It's been 15, 20 years
I
since
mean,
the
wait,
Ducks have been,
yeah. Well,
since they were good.
yeah, like Hiller, they had a couple of playoff type teams, but to me, the future's extremely bright in Anaheim. It really is.
Mhm.
So I think they're gonna. This is my bold choice this year. I think the Ducks make the playoffs this year.
I think they finished 3rd in the Pacific.
I don't know if I'll go that high. I
will.
want to. In my heart, I do. In my heart of hearts,
Because I think it's going to be Vegas, Edmonton, and then them.
looking at the division, this is why I do this. You got
This
Vegas.
is why I do this.
This is why I do this. You got the Knights. You got the Oilers.
I can't take you seriously right now.
you got the Ducks. You got the Kings.
Mhm.
I think they could flirt with the top 3. I'm not going to say it's out of the realm of possibility, but I think most likely if they're going to make the playoffs, it will probably be a wild card situation. And do you think Chris Kreider is going to score 82 goals this season? He's on pace.
No. I legit think if he takes, but he's because of his 4 goals, 3 of those are power play.
Yeah.
If he keeps clicking on the power play like that, he can flirt with 35, 40 goals.
Yeah, like that's a big thing with him. You're going to need him to be productive on the power play.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good little weapon for the Ducks to have.
I think he scores 35 goals, and about 27 or 28 of them are going to be on the power play.
I mean,
Not a lot of even strength goals, but you know what though? If you asked any Anaheim fan and said, okay, you're going to get 35 goals out of Chris Kreider, but 27 are going to be on the power play, they wouldn't care.
No. Listen, the Ducks just need to score and generate offense, so I think they'll take it how they can get it. And I think it's also good for Kreider. I mean, he left New York. He got banished to the shallow realm, and now he's going to be in a situation where he can maybe be around some young guys. It re-energizes him a little bit.
Well, I also think he was kind of mired in some silliness because how many times did he come up in trade rumors in the past year?
A while. Yeah, it's been a while.
It's like he was going to Boston, he was going here, he was going there. I mean, if you listen to any or watched any hockey podcasts or NHL Network, it seemed like that dude was getting shocked every couple weeks.
Yeah, it did. To be fair, it did. It did definitely seem like he was constantly on the trade market and constantly involved in some type of rumor. So, and that could definitely bring your wear and tear on the guy mentally.
Well, yeah, and now that he's He's got a bunch of kids that want to run and gun. Maybe it's brought a little of that youthful energy back. Like, hey, these kids want to go. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's see what we can do. Let's do some damage. And that's a dangerous thing for old dude.
100%.
Show him that he can still that he's still part of a team, that he still can run and gun. All that's going to do is just stoke the fire for the old man and be like, yeah, come on, youngsters, let's do this.
Let's bring it along, baby.
Yeah.
So, this has been our first live show, so appreciate DC popping in. I mean, this is just unannounced. We decided to do it because we can do it.
Yeah.
Now,
just because we suck.
Just because we can, because God said you can do whatever you want, son. Speaking of a team that can't do anything it wants, the Buffalo Sabres, will they do anything this season? Now, listen, I'm going to put it up on screen because there was a ray of hope last night. Last night. I'm blending, the days are blending together for me, brother. But
no, I feel
it. 8-4 win. I don't know where the hell that offense has been all season thus far, but 8-4 win.
I will say that if Buffalo can play against Levi Lincoln for the rest of the season, they'll make the playoffs.
Oh shit! I mean, Maryland was in net. So
Maryland, sorry.
Yeah,
If Maryland is in net for the rest of the year against the Buffalo Sabres, I will say they can make the playoffs.
I mean, listen, Zach Benson, young player, he gets 4 points, 4 apples. Doan, 3 points, 3 apples. Zucker, 2 goals. I mean, Zucker's a good player. Jack Quinn, 2 goals. McLeod, 2 apples. 2 goals. Thompson, T.H. Thompson gets 2. I mean, to me, this Buffalo team, right? It can't be this bad. Like, as bad as the season started. I'm like, I know it's Buffalo, and I know dreams go there to die, but it's not that bad of a team where they're just not winning anything, right?
Look at this lineup, though. You've got kids. You got a pretty good Alex Tuck who wanted to stay there.
Yeah.
Rasmus Dahlin, top first-round defensive pick. Bowen Byram, another one. Owen Power. I don't get it. They have so much talent.
They do.
Is it the goaltending?
No, so actually, I knew you were going to say that, right? Because you're just a goaltender hater and disrespecter.
No, I'm not.
I'm teasing you. Alex Lyon has actually been doing pretty good for him. He's 4 games, 1-3 record, and 305 goals against, and a 911 save percentage. Like that game in Boston, I just saw him. Alex Lyon is kind of a frustrating goaltender, if I'm just going to be all the way real. Because you'll see these moments where you can see the athleticism, and he's very good laterally, and he'll make some just 10-bell saves. But then there's moments it's like, I kind of wanted to have that one back. Now, that game in Boston, he played spectacular.
Oh, so he's like baby Varlamov.
Except a less hockey name, yes. So, I mean, Varlamov is an all-time hockey NHL name.
Yeah,
but
Varlamov is also Russian for Civ.
You're stupid. When it comes down to though, Alex Lyon's giving them competent goaltending.
Yeah,
a good little bounce back from last year. The big dogs just need to show up. Tage Thompson, 3 points on the season. You need him to show up, right? Zucker's gonna have to keep contributing, right?
Yeah.
Tuck, we already know what Tuck can do. Yeah. But the big thing is Krabs. He have a good season. I think he's an important kind of linchpin up front, to see a little bit more depth scoring. But I think on paper, this team up front does have talent. And then on the back end, you got Bowen Byram, you have Rasmus Dahlin, Owen Power. You have talent on the back end.
Yes.
They're young, promising defensemen. They need to figure it out. And this is just going to sound harsh. It's either shit or get off the pot now.
Well,
it's shit or get off the pot. Figure it out. These guys have had NHL seasons. I know Byram's 24, Dahlin's 25. Maybe could give Power a little bit more leeway because he's turning 23.
Yeah.
But these guys need to figure it out now.
They do. All babies. God bless America. Dude, you've got 3 first-round defensemen.
Yeah.
Is it not clicking? Do they need, because one thing I did hear yesterday that I thought was kind of funny, I was driving around running some errands on listen to NHL Network, because I'm a junkie, an addict, I won't lie. And then we're talking about if Ottawa beat Buffalo last night, would Jack Adams be fired? Would Adams be fired?
I don't know if I'd go that far because I
And
think I don't know, but I mean it's possible. I mean, would
it's that's yeah. I mean, it's brutal.
You mean Kevin Adams, the general manager?
Kevin Adams, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Would
I just
Adams be
wanted
let
to
go?
make sure I wasn't crazy. I was want to make sure. I mean,
No,
you
no,
got,
no. Yeah,
it makes me wonder because I know they have Lindy Ruff back, and he's a long he left and came back, whatever, right? But I do wonder when it comes to the Sabres, and it's a good sign. I mean, again, this game right here, putting it back on the screen, an 8-4 win against a Brady Kachuk-less Senators is a good thing, but it more indicates to me that maybe the Senators have a little bit more
more.
issues if you miss one player and you can't compete. But
Yeah,
I think that the Sabres do have the talent. To me, it just comes down to like, are they gonna just get it together, give you a solid 200-foot game, and chip in offensively? Like skill wise, they have the ability to do so. When I look at the Sabres offensively, they should be I'm not saying a top team, but they should be at least in the middle of the pack.
wild card.
You know,
And I catch myself. I'm not gonna lie. For at least the past half dozen years, when the Buffalo Sabres somehow make a miraculous run the last 6 weeks of the season and are like a half a dozen points out of the last wild card spot,
yeah.
I am rooting for them so hard because that is a passionate fan base.
That is a passionate fan base that's getting abused like Ray Rice's wife. Like it's crazy. Like legitimately, they
Well,
go
yeah.
through it. They go through it, bro. When it comes down to it, because they are a passionate fan base. They support that team, even regardless of how dog shit the management is for it.
Yeah.
Those Sabre fans do turn up, and that's why I respect Sabre fans. They might not always agree with some of my takes, but I respect them greatly because they watch all these
100%.
games and they show a deep passion for their team. I want to see the Sabres, and knowledgeable. I want them to win. I want them to be good, quite frankly. So
I just want to see them make the playoffs, watch that fan base go freaking bonkers.
Yeah.
And just maybe steal around.
Listen, if the Sabres won a playoff round, that city's burning. They're gonna light that shit on fire.
Okay. So I know this is completely hypothetical, but nothing would make me happier than to watch Buffalo eliminate Toronto in the first round.
Oh my god, dude! That would destroy the city of Toronto. That's just mean. That's just mean. Like, that's you wishing ill on the city of Toronto.
Dude, I just think that would be absolutely glorious. And then you know what? If they lost the second round, if they end up having to play Florida and lose the second round, I don't think they'd care.
No, they wouldn't. But my thing is, if Buffalo, I don't think it happens, but let's say they do make the wild card this year, they make a playoff appearance. I'm not as sure because it's hard for me to believe in them because I've picked them a couple years ago to like make make that turn. It's just for whatever reason it's cursed. It's like the great Bambino curse the Red Sox had for years.
Yeah,
but
it's just they get so close and they have all these guys that can play, but they can never finish.
Exactly. It's kind of like most guys on prom night. But I think when it comes down to it, I need to see them win. I need to see their defense play good defense. I need to see the offense have a good zone cycle. Also, contribute where they're maybe not top tier, but at least middle of the pack. That's what they need. And the goaltending is important. I don't think Alex Lyon is I think he could be a decent spot starter. UPL's out. UPL's got to be good this year. I think Alex Lyon has the potential to be very good. If that tandem can just be league average to above average, they should at least be flirting with the playoffs.
Well, yeah.
So, speaking about playoffs and flirting and all that stuff, I mean, my team, the Bruins, have had a surprising start to the season. And I have been definitely pleasantly surprised with what I've been seeing. And
you have to be, considering as everybody was just because unfortunately, like I as previously stated, I am a whore and I listen to a lot of NHL Network.
Mm.
But like leading up to that first week of the playoffs, or first week of the regular season, the a lot of those commentators were given just like kind of saying this is not a rebuilding year, but it was going to be a down year for the Bruins,
Mm-hmm.
and I could kind of see where yeah that's correct. But I'm like, you still got some pretty solid dudes on this team. Now, are you going to go out there and win a cup? Nah,
Absolutely. Yeah, we're having 80 wins on the season. We gave them one pity loss the other night. That was just pity. No, but I mean, no. I don't think this team is a true cup contender in this iteration. You know, it's a nice start. It's a nice
I
start to the
mean,
season.
can you keep it up and maybe sneak in the playoffs? Yeah,
I think because look currently in the Atlantic, and mind you, it's literally 4 games. They're second in the
yeah.
Atlantic or tied for first.
Mm-hmm.
3-1 on the season. You go to their roster. You know, Marco Sturm, I like what he's brought forth with the Bruins. I've actually liked a lot of. I'm seeing actual defense now. It's crazy. I didn't know that
Yeah.
existed after last year. But I mean, kind of looking at some of the big guns, Pasternak, a goal and 4 assists for 5 points. Pavel
Mm-hmm.
Zacha has 5 points. That's important. Middlestat
Yeah.
has 2 points, or 2 goals for 2 points. Morgan Geeky kind of picking up where he left off last year. When I look at this iteration of the Bruins, I see the first line. I'm fine with that. That's a solid first line for an NHL team.
Yeah.
I'm not so sold on the second line. And then I think the third line is okay for what it is. It's a rookie center who I think defensively has looked pretty steady for what he is. Tanner Janot, I mean, we all know what he is, but I think I've actually kind of liked what I've seen. Essie Mont, he's a little scrappy guy. But when I look at the bottom six, excuse me, when I look at the second line, the Bruins, I'm fine with the bottom six. I just wish they had another talented winger or something there.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
Pavel Zacha can't hit the side of a barn.
no.
I don't know what it
I,
is.
you know, I think all you guys need to do is keep yourself kind of floating around the wild card spot. And who knows? I don't know how hosed are you guys on top though.
Host. Let me look. I'll pull it up right here. Cap projections. Blah, 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 blah. We actually have 2.2 in cap space, and we have we have 2.2 million. So we don't have a lot of space to play with.
That's it. Because this is what's going to hurt my heart. If you guys make a good run, keep yourself in the wild card, and then aren't able to do anything to make yourself better before the playoffs, I would just be like, fuck.
Yeah. So it's just kind of a situation with the Bruins that we kind of know what this team is. We're hoping the cap goes up, and I mean Arvidsson. I mean he's off the books. He just kind of signed a 1 year deal, right? So yeah, man. I think when it comes down to it, the Bruins don't have a bunch of cap space to play with. But from what I've seen, and this is kind of the most important part of this Bruins team, if I'm going to be completely real with you, is the goaltending.
Yeah.
Jeremy Swayman has given you actual good goaltending.
Yeah.
That I thought he lost his. I thought it was like the Monstars movie in like Space Jam. He just got all his talent sucked away. And I thought like he just maybe oh shit maybe he just kind of is what it is. I know the team in front of him last year was not good, but
Well, now playing a more defensive brand of hockey, he might be able to get back to where he was a couple years ago.
and that's what and I think as a Bruins fan that's what you're hoping for. I mean, thus
Yeah.
far in the season he's played 2 games, 2 wins, 1 goals against average, and 966 save percentage. He looked really good.
I mean, you can't really ask for anything more than that, unless both those games are shutouts. That's the only thing you can ask more.
I don't expect anything to go in, Chief. That is my expectations. No, but like Corpusalo, 851, 350. Corpusalo will kind of let in some goals at times where it's like, I kind of want that to have that back. But then, like, in the same game, like, there was that game in overtime that he literally saved for the Bruins.
Oh,
He made some ridiculous overtime save after earlier in the game, kind of let in a soft one. And that's kind of like, that's the duality of Corpusalo, right? Like, he'll let in a head scratcher. and it's like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? And then like he'll make a save, Jesus Christ, like, you know, that's him,
Yeah,
and that's kind of a little bit of the infuriating part watching
yeah,
him. But it's I think how this Bruins team is gonna be successful. It's gonna be 200-foot game. It's gonna be defense and then scoring however you can.
yep.
I don't care if you got to headbutt another goaltender to like make him get unconscious and you get a goal. I don't care if you got to swat your ass at it. The Bruins are just gonna have to really look for some ugly goals, point shots, rebounds. Don't always look for the pretty play. And I think this Bruins team has enough offense to be okay enough if the 200-foot game stays the same,
Yeah.
because that's been the biggest difference. Swayman's numbers look spectacular, but the
They're
Bruins have done a
playing good. They're playing pretty good defense.
very good defense, keeping a lot of the dangerous stuff to the outsides. Now, Swayman
Yep.
still has had to make some really good saves from time to time, like a goalie should. But I've been really impressed with what I've seen from the Bruins defensively. I
Yeah.
kind of stunk that they had a rough period, first period off against Tampa, and but they battled back. The one difference I will also say I have seen too, or another difference, not the one difference, I'm saying multiple differences. Another difference I have noticed is that this team doesn't give up,
No.
and they have a lot more fight than they did last year.
To the
That's been
end.
the beauty of it, and it makes
Yeah.
it more entertaining to watch. Man, when I saw Pasternak absolutely destroy somebody, and then make a kick save with the empty net against Tampa, and at least give themselves still an opportunity to try to win that game. I'm like, that's the type of buy-in I didn't see last season.
No.
And I don't know if it's just because, Monty was a clown, and then he leaves, and then they get an interim head coach with Sacco.
Taco. Yeah.
And we both know from his tenure in Colorado, he's just an interim guy you kind of just keep for whatever.
Yeah.
I think Marco Sturm has made these boys buy in, and I think the
Oh,
Bruins
yeah.
are going to surprise some people this season. I don't think they're going to be a top elite team, but they're not as bad as some people expect them to be. I think they'll be around a wild card. That's what I think.
I think those expectations are completely realistic. I think you guys could definitely flirt with a wild card and make life hard for some of the other teams in the Atlantic.
100%.
That's, I think, all you can really ask for is you can make Montreal and Florida and Tampa sweat. Make them not want to play you guys. Bring
Yep.
that kind of attitude back. Be like, shit, we got to play Boston.
That's what you want, man. You want a solid team that's going to forecheck, play good defense, back check, and just close out spaces and keep the dangerous stuff to the outside. I think the Bruins will have some times this year where they struggle offensively, though. I think that is going to be a problem. That's going to be a recurring issue. But that being said, thus far this season, I like what I've seen. Definitely have liked what I've seen.
Absolutely. I mean, how could you not?
So,
Say,
good.
yeah. Yeah, I think you guys are in a pretty good spot right now. If you guys could stay out of, keep away from the injury bug, and just keep clicking along, playing that defensive hockey, it's going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And that's all you can ask for.
So, I'm going to kind of do more of a conversational thing here. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to word it because this is live, but I'll throw it out here, right? When it comes down to it, right, it's very early in the season. We're seeing a lot of teams have heavy levels of success. I mean, look at your team. Your team's killing it, right?
Yeah.
7 points. I mean, 7 out of 8 possible points. Carolina. I mean, Bussy, AHL goaltender for the P Bruins. He signed with Carolina. He played in one of his first game. He looks really good.
Yeah.
Looking around the league and about some of the people freaking about their own team, is it too early to panic? Is it too early to panic? That's a big thing because we as fans, it's short for fanatic, right?
Yeah.
But is it too early to panic when you're seeing
Absolutely.
like my team here? Like, let's go down. If I'm a Flames fan, right? And I'm
not enthused.
I'm 1-4. Like,
I'm not enthused.
am I jumping out the window?
No. I don't think you can really start jumping out the window until Thanksgiving.
Mm,
Because you've got 6 weeks, 7 weeks of hockey in. That's 15, 20 games.
yeah.
That's a decent enough sample size. You're going to know what your team's about.
So,
Uh,
question. I'll put it this way, and I know it's like it's all relatively close, right? I'll try to find. I'll make 3 points the kickoff here, right? From the Philadelphia Flyers down. Can you read the screen? Can you read it?
give me 1 second. Oh, God. You have to make me bust out the bifocals and hold as
Hold
hell.
on, I'll zoom in a little bit for you. Your blind ass.
Yes, thank you.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, so from the Philadelphia Flyers down, so Philly, Tampa Bay, I mean Tampa, I think, yeah. Tampa, LA, Columbus, Vancouver, San Jose, Buffalo, Ottawa, Calgary, and New York Islanders. How many of these teams do you think are playoff how many of these teams do you think make the playoffs?
Tampa. Tampa's still my pick to come out of the East or the Atlantic.
So you got one. All right. What
I
about
think the
LA?
Kings could. I don't know. See, the Kings kind of. The Kings, it depends on Byfield and Kemper. Because I think the Kings are still waiting for Byfield to take that next step. Because he's
Hmm.
good and he's got all the potential in the world, but he's just not. I don't know. I think
So
he
you're
needs another step.
so what do you think? So you're thinking Tampa? You think LA makes
Kings,
it?
probably his wild card.
Okay, so two. What about Columbus? That-
Everybody Columbus below, I highly doubt.
So Columbus, Vancouver, San Jose, Buffalo, Ottawa.
The Calgary Islanders. Islanders are just doomed for this year.
Islanders, they're just in a transition period. They suck. I mean, it is
Yeah,
what it is. They just suck. And I mean, a lot of that is their own fault with how they built that roster over the years
yeah.
and cap strung themselves. But yeah, I mean, the Islanders, just like Long Island, suck.
And that
So
Horvat deal was just, it looked so horrible now.
that terrible deal. I mean, you'd be better off firing him off into the sun for more value.
Yeah,
I What about the Senators? They made the play. Then they made last year, right? Yeah. So like, do you think Senators don't make it this year?
I don't think so.
Okay. I actually kind of agree with you though, as I'm trying to like be devil's advocate. I think it's Tampa. I think it's LA. But I'm gonna go with this pick. I'm thinking. I'm picking the Sabres for a wild card. Just my out the range pick here,
I
because
would, I would, I would
my
be
heart's
mad
been
about that.
broken. My heart's been broken multiple times by the Sabres. But I
No,
think it could. I think it could happen.
and you know what? There's so many people who would be happy if the Sabres made the playoffs. I mean, probably not Toronto, but
But my dream scenario would be them to eliminate the Leafs. That would be just kind of comical in some fashions. In some fashion. Now, before we get out of here, because that was kind of last subject that was on the docket. Your team, the Avalanche, good start to the season. My
yeah.
team had a good start to the season. What team has disappointed you the most thus far?
Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
it's a tie between St. Louis and Minnesota.
Fair.
I expected more out of both. I'm honestly a little surprised that Chicago is just kind of in the wild card there. Is this the year they get it figured out and do a little damage and actually make the playoffs?
That'd be great for them.
Yeah, I still think I don't. I honestly don't think uh, Winnipeg might make it.
I think
I know
Winnipeg.
it's hella early.
Yeah, it's really early, and they're 2-1 on the season. They're not even that bad of a record, really.
No, but I watched them. Oh, what team did I watch them play? Then I just watched them and I was just like, yeah, guys. I mean, picture me unimpressed without picturing me unimpressed.
My biggest disappointment for me, honestly, probably the Rangers.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
would
the
give that.
Rangers have been probably the most disappointing team to me, and I think when it comes down to it, it's just like listen. I mean, they lose to Edmonton 2-0, fine. Then they lose to Washington 1-0, fine. Then they won that game against the Pittsburgh Penguins 6-1. The Rangers have struggled generating offense, and outside of that 6 goal splurge, I do I'm a little bit concerned about them going forward
Yeah,
because if they're just gonna have to depend on Shesterkin
they
saving
can't
them
do
the
it.
whole time and
They
having
can't do
unreal. I
that.
mean, just for gonna pull it up here because heck it, it's the end of the segment and I can do what we want here. Looking at the statistics, I mean, this is not sustainable. Shesterkin
No.
972 save percentage, 0.76 goals against average. Jonathan Quick 1 game play, but 952 save percentage, 103. They need more. They definitely need more
Oh,
offensively.
absolutely.
They just do. Lafreniere, I like him as a player, but he needs to give you more. JT Miller's
Yeah.
gonna have to produce. But Aaron, I mean, I think he'll heat up eventually. But I just it's been a Jad. I mean, put out a missing persons report.
Oh,
One
geez.
goal in
Yes.
five games, like just 1 point. If this
Yeah.
team is going to be successful, they're going to need contributions from the big guns.
Yeah.
So
All the
uh,
dudes they dumped all that money into.
he kept around.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Kreider's out here lighting up the world. Jazz got 1 point. So
How how dumb does you think that makes Rangers management feel right now?
I think it's kind of a combination that I think the writing was on the wall. I think it was good for Kreider just to leave,
Yeah.
and I think it was just the proper time. Like, okay, constantly involved in rumors. I'll go enjoy California and be able to kind of
Yeah.
walk to the rink in shorts. I'll enjoy my life. But I think
Instead of freezing my ass off walking down Fifth Avenue.
it just makes me question if there's more there with the Rangers. If it's just a culture problem. Maybe it's a culture problem, but
It could be.
it depends. It's very early in the season. I'm not gonna sit here and say they're doomed and they're not gonna make the playoffs. But if the Rangers falter this year, Kreider goes out in Anaheim and he has a good a solid season.
If the
And
Rangers don't make the playoffs and the Ducks do,
oh my God, there would be pikes. There would be heads put on pikes. It would
yeah,
not go well at all.
the
At all.
Rangers don't make the playoffs for the second straight year, should Drury be worried about his job?
Yeah, I mean anything's on the table at that point. I mean it's your job as a general manager to put a product on the ice that can win.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it. That's the long and the short of it. Whether how
yeah,
unfair or fair that is, that's just the truth.
yeah.
So
I just if I'm Chris Drury, I'm kind of shitting bricks right now because things don't look good.
no, they don't. They don't look good at all. But to be fair, the one thing they do have locked up, I think the goaltending's fine. If they can just figure out how to score and just even
Yeah,
get the ugly ones, I think the Rangers should be okay. But they're offensively like shut out back to back games. They got to figure something out. They do. And Lafreniere, I think a big X factor in this team is Lafreniere. He's got to produce offensively. He just does. He can't be just a ride along. He just can't. Kreider's gone. They need him to do something.
yeah. He's got to. They need at least 30 goals on Lafreniere.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I would take even 25 plus. Anything in that range. He's got to produce, though. He's got to be at least 50, 60 points if this team's going to be successful.
I think you got to have more on that out of him.
I'm just being realistic.
Yeah, well, I am too, but for them to make the playoffs, you need much more out of him. Otherwise,
Yeah.
that dog's not gonna hunt.
Dog's not going to hunt. But anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
No. Looking forward to tonight is a little effort.
Yeah. Should be some good games on tonight. Looking around the league right now. Who we got? We got New York versus Toronto, Nashville versus Montreal, Ottawa versus Seattle, Florida against New Jersey, Winnipeg versus Philly, Colorado against Columbus. So, I mean, that's going to be 2 points. Edmonton versus New York Islanders. That's 2 points. Vancouver versus Dallas. Boston versus Vegas. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be a good test to see what the Bruins really are. Carolina versus Anaheim. That's another good test for them. So, and then Pittsburgh versus LA. So there's going to be a lot of some interesting battles here tonight for sure. And it's going to be extremely important to see how they perform. So anything else you got to say before we get out of here, brother? So I think I actually lost Chief. Yeah, I think I lost his connection. I think he got banished to the Shadow Realms. So,
No, wait, I'm here.
Anything else you got to say before we get out of here, brother?
I hate technology. I'm an old man. No, I think if you guys can pull one out in Vegas, I think that's huge for y'all. Huge.
Yeah. I wouldn't disagree.
It's going to show that what Stern's doing is working.
Yeah, it is. It would be a big, big sign. And I will say, he's come here to fix the power play, and what I've seen thus far, I've liked the power play this year much, much more. So, but we're gonna get out of here. Appreciate if you could drop a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We're gonna be bringing you. Damn, yeah, that fucking right. Bringing you irrelevant podcast episodes at least weekly, maybe even more frequently if something interesting happens. If you want us to talk about something, even taxes, right? Just comment down below. And we'll give you terrible financial advice. But
yes,
just let us know.
Don't pay your taxes like the man.
End up in jail. That will show you. That will show the government. But make sure to show support in that way. And if you're interested, become a member on the channel. Me and Chief are gonna have some other content that we release for the hockey channel and all that.
It'll be irrelevant and hopefully won't suck.
Yeah, exactly. It will be irrelevant, won't suck. We'll actually have footage, so I don't have to worry as much about YouTube God smiting my channel. So, all right, guys. I appreciate y'all popping in, and we'll see you in the next one.
Later.
Don't pay your taxes. Yeah, that's great advice.